D, wait for it, light bulb.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the latest episode of Star Trek Picard, episode 8 of season 2, and oh my gosh, this show is stupid. This is another episode where they took, an hour or 42 minutes, whatever, of my time, when they could have just taken 5 minutes to wrap this sucker up. And it just isn't good. It's just not good. It's so boring. This show is boring. And I don't know why. I think they're trying to make us hate Star Trek. I think that's their goal. Because I don't think they like Picard. I don't think they like him because he's the most boring character ever. They add in stuff that's so not needed. And it's like, why are you putting this in here? It's like, and it's so weird. And it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. And the whole time I'm just like, why is this going on? It's not going to pay off. Everything in this show, nothing's going to pay off. It never does. Season 1 was a big mess. This season, it started out decent, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I was a little too harsh on episode 1, and then episode 2 wasn't too bad. And episode 3 was like, and then after that, it was just awful. It was just awful. It's boring. I don't think they know. I don't think they know what they're doing. Now it's not even like, if this wasn't Star Trek, it's not even a good show. If it was not Star Trek, if it was just some random show starring Patrick Stewart, because that's who it is. This is not Picard. This is Patrick Stewart playing Patrick Stewart. And it's so obnoxious and annoying. And I personally, I'm just like so over it. I cannot wait for this season to be done. What is this like? I think it's 13 episodes. This should have been busted down. I'm looking it up right now. This should have been busted down to maybe 8 episodes. I think 8 episodes. They could have done it. They could have wrapped it up in a little bit of a better bow than what they're doing now. And I honestly don't think that they they just were just like, listen, we're getting 13 episodes or whatever. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now because I don't know how many episodes they're getting. Oh, 10. So we got two more, you guys. Yay for us. I think maybe 8 episodes would have been just fine. Maybe even 7 for this season. I don't think they needed a whole 10 because these last 3 episodes, nothing happened. And you could have combined all 3 episodes into one episode and it would have probably been better. Sorry. But this was just no good. It's just no good. It's bad. It's just bad writing. It's bad. It's so bad. Even the acting isn't that great. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Now that I've done ranting about this, you guys, and I just want to say one more thing. And I've said it before. I really want to love Star Trek again. I think that their goal is they want me to hate it. I think that that's what their goal is. And I just go, why? Anyways, now that I'm going to get down to my breakdown, but before I get down to the breakdown, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, always. And small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe. And I thank you in advance. Now, let's get started on this breakdown. Now, it started off, which not too bad of a start off, but, I was quickly, turned into a nothing burger. This little boy running through the woods and he's running. And I'm like, ooh, what's he running from and everything. And he grabs his flashlight and he turns because he falls, in true horror movie fashion. Everybody's got to fall. Totally fine. Turns it on. There's some Vulcans. And I was like, oh, and everything. So then we come to here and this guy comes in. I was like, oh, he's the little kid. That's why they showed it. Okay, fine. Rolling with the punches kind of thing. And so he sits down and he's all like, he's talking about how, sorry, I'm just going to take a sip of this coffee. It's probably not going to help it. Delicious. And so he's like, are you guys alien extraterrestrials? And they're like, no, of course not. We're human. And he's all like, she's like, what are you writing down? He's all like, well, that you aliens have a sense of humor. And so she's all like, this is a farce. This whole thing is not real. We're in the basement with the filing cabinets. That camera isn't even plugged in. This is off the books. And he's like, you know what? You're right. This is off the books. And you're in a room where a lot of files go missing and nobody knows you're down here. So get your story straight, sister. Oh, and that's the guy. And hold on, I gotta do. Hey, this is a farce. That camera's not even on, stupid. Somebody complained the last video that I did my Whoopi impression, and they didn't like it. And I'm all like, good, because I'm gonna keep doing it. Because I don't like Whoopi Goldberg of what she said about the Jewish people. So this guy's cleaning up his glass at the bar, and I go, we're still here? What? Last episode, they showed up. They were all like, oh, she's getting the endorphins so she can take over the world. And I'm all like, why are we still at this bar? Ugh. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So they get a hold of Rios, and they're like, oh, we can't find Girardi and everything. And, you know, they're looking at her. She's all like, what are we going to do? We're not going to be on next season because they're going to do what they should have done from the get-go. So he's, I don't know what he says to her. It doesn't even friggin' matter. He's all smoking real cigars and with real matches because he's loving this past and everything. He's going to stick around in the past. I can tell you that right now. That's his goal. That's what's happening to him at the end of the season. He's staying here with his new love interest, which we'll talk about when we get to it, because he likes everything's real. So she's sitting here and she goes, listen, you were a Borg. What would you do? And she's like, I'm not a Borg. I'm not a Borg anymore. I'm not Seven. I'm, you know, whatever her the Seven's name is. So she's like, oh, so she goes to this guy and she's like, excuse me. She's like, I want to ask you some questions. He's like, are you cops? And she's all like, you got a problem with talking to cops? And he's like, I know what they do to people around here. And I'm all like, oh gosh, here we go. And they're gonna be all soon. Watch, they're just gonna in 5 minutes, they'll be like, defund the police. And you're like, what? What's going on? That makes no sense. Just throw it in there. But they do. They just throw in random stuff. She's like, listen, she's my sister, and I'm she's got problems, and I'm looking for her. And he's like, she went home with a redheaded dude with a beard or whatnot. And he's like, what direction do they go? And he's like, that direction. And I'm all like, oh gosh, yes. Because LA's not a big city and you can't just like walk in a direction and walk into somebody. It's so ridiculous, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So back at headquarters, they are interrogating these two. And they're talking about how like 6 people infiltrated the Europa mission. They're like, why are you trying to sabotage the Europa mission? And they're all like, we're not trying to sabotage the Europa mission. And she's reading him. She's like, you got coffee, your suit's all wrinkled, you know, nobody believes you because you believe in aliens and stuff. And then so we hop over to Soji, but her name is Soji. I don't remember. It doesn't even matter. This actress sucks. She can't act to save her life. I don't even know why. They have her in this show. I don't know why. Stop putting her in stuff. She's not good at her job. You know, she's just bad, you know. So she's, you know, she puts on her 3D glasses and Q shows up and she's trying to go into his lab or whatnot, but she does it through these 3D glasses and Q shows up and she's like, who are you? And he's like, I put this into your 3D glasses so I can have a conversation with you. Your dad made you in a vial and you're pretty much a clone, honey. He's like, but I'm sending you a little gift. But the thing is, are you brave enough to take it? And so she gets a knock at the door and she gets this little vial that says freedom, freedom and everything. And she talks about it later, which we'll get into because there's a cheesy freaking line. And this show sucks. Yeah. I wonder where they got that from. Hobby Lobby. So back in LA, they're just walking down a random alley because, you know, if you're, you know, a Borg queen, you take them down random alleys. And they come across the dead redheaded guy. And of course he had to die. He's a male. Males don't get to survive in this show. They don't get to survive in this universe because they're male. They have an XY chromosome. And she's all like, she's all like, what is this? They find his cell phone and it's got these medals in it. I can't remember what they were called. And she's like, oh, she's trying to get these medals. Oh no, she's like, what was she trying to do? She's trying to feel a connection like she did with the hive mind of the Borg. And she didn't get it. So she lashed out and killed him. She also killed him because he was a man. He was a man with a beard and a flannel shirt. So, you know, they have to die. And then she's all like, you know, you do this thing where you push people and you manipulate them. And she's like, what? And everything. So they find his cell phone. And so she's all like, she's getting the precious metals so she can create those nanites in her body so she can then like, you know, give it to people. The nanite injection, the hot beef injection. And so they hear this like boom and everything, and they go past all these cars, and there's Girardi. She's like drinking oil and stuff, and I'm all like, this is lame as shit. She's still got this stupid dress on. They're trying to do this Harley Quinn kind of thing because she's got on these big black boots, and then she's got this red dress on from the Suicide Squad, and I'm all like, she's no Harley, I'll tell you that. So she sees them. Her hair looks awful there, and she goes all black-eyed, and she starts running across these cars because, you know, reasons. And Honey Bunny pulls out her oh hey, we got a crotch shot right there, look at that, that's nice. She you know, pulls out her taser way too slow, which I'm all like, you know, and it reminded me, when was the last time we saw taser fire? It was from this season, episode 1. But before that, when was the last time we saw it? I mean, it was probably Star Trek Discovery, season 4, episode 1. I'm like, they only use, and then I don't think it was it wasn't the Federation people. So she goes and she kicks her. Seven tries to punch her. She punches her like hardcore, like superhero punch. And then she grabs Rafi and chokes her. I'm like, kill her now. And then Girardi takes over, and she's like, no, and she drops her. And then she walks away, does all the slow-mo walk and everything. And I'm all like, listen, Girardi, honey, you're not badass. So stop doing this walking away slowly nonsense. They need to stop doing this because Girardi's not a badass character. She's lame. So then back at, you know, the interrogation central, he comes in and he's like, you know, your friend Rios was put in an ice containment place, and he had some pretty interesting things to say. And he said how, you know, I'm here with my robot admiral, we're aliens we're from the future, we want to make sure the timeline gets changed back, whatever. Shows him his badge. And he's all like, so you guys better start talking because the paperwork's been filed, and along is going to come some really bad guys, and they're going to torture you. They're going to cut you up in pieces and put you in boxes because that's what they do. They don't care about you. You're not a human to them. You're a thing. Back on the La Serena, he's doing, that's what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to check to make sure there was no other Borg stuff going on in the computer. So he's got this woman, the doctor, and her son, and he's, you know, playing around like a kid, totally fine. And he's like, you want to see something? And he's like, to the replicator, he's all like, ask for anything. And he's like, cake. And he makes cake. And he's eating cake, and let them eat cake. And so she's all like, you know, you tell me about yourself. Tell me something about yourself. And he's all like, and everything. She's like, all right, pretend we are married. And he's like, oh, you're taking it too fast, woman. He calls her a woman. I was like, ooh, those SJWs are not going to like that. You first off, you might have misgendered her. And second off, you don't use woman in that tone, mister. So then she said, but tell me we're married, and our love turns into just a work relationship. And we go to dinner one night and we are having fun. And I'm telling you, I'm thinking about cheating on you with my coworker, but you want to tell me one thing that I didn't know about you for a decade. It took me a decade to learn. Tell me that thing now. And I'm all like, why are we doing this exercise? This exercise sucks. If my wife said that to me, I'd be all like, I don't think you know anything of you don't know anything of substance. Everything of substance you know, and if I haven't told you, it's probably not worth repeating. It's probably something so stupid like, like one time I didn't tip a waitress at a restaurant. You're all like, okay, well, that's not very nice, but who cares? Who cares? It's probably stuff like that. So I just go, this is dumb. This is dumb. This is a dumb scene. I do not feel their connection and everything, all 10 minutes of it throughout this season. So stupid. So then finally he separates these two. And while they're separated, she gets a visit from Q, and she's like, now you show up with her little guy in, hey, now you show up. Oh, you're a Q. Oh, let me do my finger jabs and everything. I do like the finger things. I liked it when Whoopi did it back in the day. And he's all like, the ceremony is not just for you. You don't just do the thing to call me for a little chit chat. It's a ceremony, it means it's something important. She's all like, I thought you lived forever. You're dying. And so he's like, so did I. He's like, at first I thought it was great because I didn't know what was happening. And so it was something new, living forever, it has its perks, but then it also has, some setbacks. And she's like, because she's all like, I thought only you guys, the only Qs could kill each other. You couldn't die by any other means. And he's like, so did I, and all this stuff. And then he's all like, I'm trying to evaporate you with my snap and it's not working. And he's all like this, and she's all like, this isn't about Picard. This is about you. She's like, you trapped us here. And he's like, it's not about the trap. It's about the escape. And I'm all like, what does that even mean? This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Because then I was all like, because as soon as he said it's about the escape, I was like, all right, I've done an escape room, but you've got to try to like figure out these clues. There's clues in the escape room to get away. They haven't done that. So, and that's a way better idea in my head in the 2 seconds I thought about it than this whole show. All 10 episodes. This show's stupid. Okay. So he's like, don't contact me again. And he leaves. So then Sung is his daughter. She's like, what did you do? She's like, am I just a plaything for you? I'm just an experiment. I'm just a vial, DNA in a jar for you. And she's like, she talks about the other sisters that she had, and she's like, you lied to me. And she's like, so she goes outside because she took the vial. He's like, what are you doing? And she's like, this grass feels great. And she's like, freedom. It's not from my prison. It's freedom from you. Don't follow me. I'm going to call the cops. And I'm all like, okay, call the cops. He's just got to be like, what are they going to do? You're going to be like, I'm a girl created in a vial. And he's like, no, she's not. She's my daughter and everything. He might have to get paperwork, but whatever. So then these two, she's all like, oh, so these two have a moment of dumbness where she's like, you're right. I do push people and manipulate them. Oh, but first they get the cell phone because they need to find out what she's looking up and looking for and stuff. And so she's having a memory with her and Eleanor. And Eleanor is thinking about going back and to Vashti and helping out. I don't remember where Vashti was, but helping out the nuns. The ninja nuns, the Vulcan ninja nuns, and Quat Malat. There we go. And she's all like, oh, I just thought you'd go to the academy and be all cool and shit. But okay, if you want to go back with those sword wielding losers, then choose to live. Okay. And so he stays, and she's like, I'm the reason he died. And you're all like, good, because I didn't want him around. I don't like him. I didn't like him. Eleanor can go away forever for all I care. I hope he stays dead, okay? Go and find your real son and try to create a relationship with him, okay, dum-dum? So then he's sitting here getting all drunk. Totally cool. And in comes Girardi. And you know what? Her acting in this episode was so bad because her trying to be the Borg queen to me feels like she just watched the woman that's being the Borg queen this season, watched some tapes of her, and then she's imitating what she thinks is the Borg queen, and she's not doing a good job of it. It's like she's did a workshop and then she's like imitating it, and it's like, you're not that great. And she's like, I have a proposition for you, Dr. Song. So then back here, Guinan uses her little powers to communicate with him, telepathically. And then look at her face. That's going to be my thumbnail and everything. She's like, she's like, humans are stuck in the past. And you're all like, what? So stupid. And she's in the end because the lights are going out and she's all in the next room and she's all like bleeding from the nose and everything. She's like, hey, humans are stuck in the past. He is stuck in the past. And so he's all like, you're stuck in the past. What happened? And he's all like, it was a cold, dark night. I was looking for my dog. And then I came across 2 aliens and they chased me. And then then I fell and he took his hands and he like got into my mind. His fingers were going through my skull, trying to take out my mind. And he's all like, and then he just disappeared in a shimmer like you did. And he's all like, he wasn't trying to take over your mind. He was trying to erase the memory. He was a Vulcan. And he's all like, we are trying to help. Oh, gosh, look at his stupid face. Okay, so then back on the ship, they realize that the transporters aren't working. Of course they're not. What's the Borg Queen got to transport? So then they're trying to figure it out. And these 2, I can't remember what they're talking about, but he gets fired, but he lets them go because he's like, nobody knows about you. He's like, you said the paperwork was filed. And he's like, I lied, stupid. And she's all like, you're a good man and everything. Hey, you're a good guy. So they leave. I don't know what else to say. And she's all like, satellites don't work as fast as I'd like them to. He's like, well, what can I do to help you? Get faster satellites. And you're all like, oh, this is so dumb. So then he's all like, I don't know how I can help you. And she's like, you're going to take out that Europa mission. Because if you don't, she's like, I've seen 2 paths for you. The first one is the Europa mission doesn't launch and the Earth goes into decay and they all look to you to help them out. And there's statues erected in your honor. They speak your name. We speak your name. And then there's the second path where the Europa mission happens and you die in a puddle of your own vomit, 90% vomit. And now she's all like, if you want, you can help me. And he's all like, and we find out later on what he does because he calls in a favor. And so she's like, where were you? Like a mother would to a child. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. Girardi wants to transport some stuff onto wants to shut down the transport. And he's like, she needs the jump drive so she can jump back and forth. So she wants the La Sirena, the ship. And so you see her little nanites in her fingers and everything. And he calls in a favor and he's like, these are the best of the best of tactical people and stuff. I can't remember exactly what he said, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, whatever. They're the best of the best. And she's like, great. He's like, well, what are you going to do, honey? And she's like, don't worry. It'll only hurt for a second. She touches his face, puts in the nanites because she's got to Borgify him. They're not going to be Borgified, like cool Borgified where they've got like the metal eyes and stuff. They're just going to be like themselves, but with Borg stuff in them. He goes all black-eyed and he's got the green skin. And he's all like, what is she doing? And she's like, would anyone else like to donate their collective thoughts and tissues to the collective? And you're all like, nope, I'm out. So that's that. And that was the end of the episode. So it was a lot of nothing, a big chunk of nothing. I get why they did it like this because it was literally like filmed in like 3 locations. So it's probably on the cheap, which I can understand and appreciate that. But I just go, you guys, you could have written. You could have bust this down. You can bust the episodes down and spend more money on each episode. But these people, they're just so stuck up their own aces that they're just like, no, we need to write a full 10 episodes and fill out those 10 episodes, you guys. And I just go, why? You could totally do this and write something good. But no, they just don't care. They really don't care. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about these characters. Patrick Stewart, I don't even think they like Picard. They don't like Picard. The character, they hate him. Because I don't know, they probably think of him as, something stupid, but it's, they just, I personally just go, you guys really could have done a better job this season, but you didn't. So do better. Maybe they won't do better. Next season's going to suck too. I have no confidence in these people. The writing sucks. The acting sucks. Everything sucks. The show is garbage, pure garbage. All right, that's all I got to say, you guys. Yeah. I can't. I don't recommend this show. Okay. All right, you guys. That's all I got to say. I'm gonna leave it now. I've probably said too much. But tell me, did you guys like this episode? If you did, good. I'm glad you liked it because there's no way I could have liked it. But tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next Star Trek Picard breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Live long and prosper. Bye.